What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Logan Kelly Show, one of the largest growing patriotic movements in the United States of America. We're unifying the American people, ending political violence, and proclaiming the name of Jesus. I'm Logan Kelly. Thank you guys for watching, and let's get it started. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 1 of the Logan Kelly Show. This is the first podcast style video that I've ever done. Very, very excited to welcome our very first special guest, Braden Schuler. Welcome. Welcome to the show. It's a dream come true. And I think today we are starting it off with a pretty heavy topic, the topic of abortion, which there is no better topic to talk about in the conservative movement. That is my favorite topic to debate about, my favorite topic to talk about. So we are very excited to bring you guys a very well-planned, thought-through episode of this Logan Kelly Show. Welcome, and let's get it. All right, Braden, welcome. I'm going to kick us off with kind of a doozy of a question to kind of start. What are your thoughts on abortion? Like, one of the main arguments for the left is that, you know, it's not, like, we should not put the mother through hardships, especially if the baby was conceived in a. What are kind of your thoughts on that? Like, do you think that that is a justifiable reason to abort the baby?
I don't think it is justifiable because human life is more precious than, I think, even going through hardship. It's bad. Rape is very terrible, and one of their things is that and most of like these illegal immigrants that are coming in, they've done lots of
For sure.
Lots of people done bad crimes and they get out scot-free 10 days later.
Absolutely. So what do you think, like, what do you think the punishment should be? You know, a couple weeks back, Idaho did pass a law that rapists do get death by firing squad. Do you agree with that? Do you think that it should be something else? What are your thoughts on that?
I think death by firing squad is very good. There probably could be some other ways too, but death by firing squad is pretty justifiable for it because there's no way you should be allowed to just get life in prison after the act you've committed.
Absolutely. You just ruined somebody's whole life, you know, like that poor 16-year-old girl who just had her entire life in front of her just completely taken away. That is a terrible act. Like, that is just totally inhumane. I don't even know who in the right mind would be able to do that. And that's the thing with these is that they are not in the right mind. But what do you think? Do you think that the baby should have to pay that consequence for?
No, human life is just way too valuable for that. There's many people that are from unplanned pregnancies and are conceived by. They said that they are glad that they are able to live life because of how much they love it. So taking away that value that they could have or impact that they could have on the world is just, it's too great of a loss.
Absolutely. So, you know, one of the other big leftist arguments is that it's not a human yet. They say that it's not life until it's outside of the womb. What is your response to that?
It's not life until it's outside of the womb. Whoa, sorry. It's not life until it's outside the womb. Then what are the cells? Because humans are multicellular. Are the cells that make up our body not alive? Are they not?
They absolutely. I mean, that baby develops a heart rate at around six weeks old, and like that is like, it's absolutely human life inside of the womb. And a couple nights ago at the University of Idaho, there was a beautiful woman who got up to the mic, and she was just talking about how she was so grateful that she was not aborted, and about how her mother had an unplanned pregnancy, and that 1/3 of Gen Z actually aborts their children in unplanned pregnancy situations. And she was just talking to Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles about how grateful she was to be, you know, surviving, still kicking. And it was just, she was talking about how when she went to go interview some of the protesters just outside of that event, how all their arguments were pro-choice, and about how when she asked them what they were protesting, all of them said that they were protesting pro-life arguments. So how do you think that we can have this civil communication about abortion, especially in 2026? It's a very, very hot topic. How do you think that we can continue to have civil debates about it, you know, just like Charlie Kirk did, but also get our point across.
We need more people that were from unplanned pregnancies. That we need more people that were adopted too, because they're from unplanned pregnancies or all these other types of not the greatest situations, but they still love life. They still
Mm.
love the earth. They love everything, but we need more of them to come and tell these people that how much they love life and that how um how much they despise abortion because of taking away that.
Right. Yeah, testimonies are a big game changer, especially like you can make these arguments all that you want, but until you meet somebody who's truly gone through that, or who's truly gone through your side of the story or the other side of the story, it's very, very hard to have a complete world perspective on people that you disagree with when there are no testimonies. So I do think that's a beautiful, beautiful point that you just made.
All right, I have something for you, Logan.
All right.
One of their arguments that they use is that you know, baby's bad, you can't afford it, so they go get adoptions and stuff like that. Well, also, or not adoptions, abortions, but abortions, they also leave lasting effects on the mother that could potentially make them infertile and they can't have any more children. And it's also just not good, especially for our population. Like right now, our population has decreased so much over the last 8 years, especially in Japan too. Their population is going like super far down. Like it's really bad.
Yeah, population decline is a big, big problem. Like you mentioned, Japan has one of the worst population declines, and that is scary to see because we are in the midst of something that is going to change the future of America. And if we don't make the right decision right now, if we continue to abort 41 million babies like we are, there have been 41 million babies killed, which is worse than the Holocaust.
Yes, very.
It is like these babies are being ripped limb from limb inside the mother's womb. That is absolutely disgusting. And actually, the abortion pill is just a disgusting thing, and I'm very glad that we're working very, very hard to get rid of that. But yeah, the population decline is a real problem, and I think that is something that is very not talked about much. And I think that we definitely need to grasp and push that point more. That hey, we need to have more kids. We need to build a stronger society. And one thing that I will mention is that we need more men. We need more men who are willing to step up and take that role. And if we are just continually aborting these people, the next generation is going to be absolutely screwed. Like the next generation is going to be weak. They're going to be like everybody makes fun of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. They call us weak, they call us lazy. But if we keep going down this path, we are absolutely going to have even worse results than we have with Gen Z and Gen Alpha right now. And I think it's absolutely disgraceful, the idea that we can just kill anybody that we want to.
It just devalues the worth that a human life has. The more abortions we have, the more inner city gang violence, all of that. The more we devalue the human life, the worse it is for our population, our morals, values, all of it.
I'm gonna add something too. Is that one of my favorite presidents, former President Ronald Reagan? One of my personal favorite quotes from him is that the pro-choice movement is led by people who were not aborted. And the pro-choice movement is led by just a whole bunch of crazy people. I mean, like we are literally decreasing the value of human life. And that is something that should never, ever be done. That is something that hasn't really happened since the Holocaust, to be honest with you. Like they were dehumanizing the Jews and we are dehumanizing babies. Where just because they're inside the womb does not mean that they have any more or less worth than me and you sitting right here, right now.
Yes.
Size of a human should not matter. Yes. I mean, it like whether you're short or tall. Like I'm a little bit taller than you. Me being a little bit taller than you does not make me of any more worth than you are. I mean, exactly. Like the size of human does not matter.
So you're talking about, right, how the size of it, like how one of their arguments, oh well, it's tiny, it doesn't really matter, it's not a human yet because it's not fully developed. Our brains don't develop till like around 25 years old. So I mean, anyone under that age shouldn't matter. That's just devaluing.
Absolutely, for sure.
Devaluing human life. It's really terrible.
I'm just gonna add, our frontal lobes aren't even developed yet, and we are bringing up and debating smarter points than 50% of this country is, and I think that that's absolutely something to celebrate. So congratulations to you, and it's just great to be able to have this amazing conversation about
Yeah.
a very pressing topic in the American culture right now, because we need to make abortion illegal in all 50 states. Abortion is so evil.
Is truly evil, especially the ways that they abort the baby. It's super unethical. Even it's close to the Holocaust. That's how close it is.
Yeah, I mean, like I can't remember exactly who it was, but there was a senator who asked a pro-choicer what her favorite method of abortion was, and she could not give an answer. And I just think that that is brilliant, because one of the things that made Charlie Kirk so popular and so blown up was the fact that he was the "what is a woman" question. Matt Walsh made an entire documentary, "What is a Woman?" That was one of his first documentaries that he ever made, and I love that so much. That is such a great documentary. If you guys at home have not seen "What is a Woman" by Matt Walsh or "Am I a Racist?", two amazing documentaries that I would highly suggest, full of information and just beautiful, well done documents. And it's similar to the "what is a woman" question, because it just absolutely stumps the opponent.
Yeah.
Because they know that it's evil, that they are killing the baby. They're ripping it limb from limb inside the womb. They're just suffocating this baby. It is absolutely evil, and I think that is just a brilliant question by our politicians. That is one of the very first things that I do like about politicians, is that they do bring up good arguments sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. Big Gov sucks.
Yeah. Another point is that all these people that say, all these pro-choicers, they love to protect minorities. They love to protect people with disabilities and stuff. They love to protect all these people that can't defend themselves. And what about babies?
Mm.
Can't protect themselves. So
Absolutely.
it's very counterintuitive that they say, "Oh, well, we're gonna do all these things for people that are have mental disabilities, right? But we can't even protect a baby.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we're killing the baby. We are having pretty much super cheap, pretty much free abortions versus
Abortion is not healthcare.
Yeah, abortion is not healthcare. It's honestly worse for you than just having the baby.
And illegal abortions are such a big issue in the United States.
Mm.
Crossing borders to go into, let's say you go, abortion's illegal in Idaho, and then you come over to Washington State and have your abortion. I mean, illegal abortions are such a big issue, and they should be totally outlawed. Which a lock's not going to keep a thief out. But that's why I think that we should be big with the anti-abortion movement nationwide. March for Life is such a great organization, because it really emphasizes the idea that abortion is just so evil. And I got the beautiful opportunity to go down to Washington, D.C. Here not too long ago, and it's just the abortion movement's there. It's so cool to see a group of people coming together and pushing abortion out of our country, because it is totally a radicalized view of life, and it's so evil that you are taking human life. I think we're going to end on that. Braden, thank you so much for being on the Logan Kelly Show. Congratulations, you are the first guest on the Logan Kelly Show. We're only going up from here. Thank you guys so much for watching at home. If you guys would like to see more conversations about conservative hot topics, debates, or conservative journalism and commentary, please follow, subscribe, and share this with your friends. We are trying to grow a movement. We are trying to get Turning Point USA and the Charlie Kirk Show's attention. I'm Logan Kelly. This is Braden Schuler. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time.